Welcome back to the channel. All right, we are bringing it to you live. The matchup everyone has wanted to see. If there was a Hall of Fame for Battlegrounds and MCoC, these would be the first two entrants. I have absolutely no doubt about it. Two titans in the Battleground scene. None other than defending champion Bero versus Andrew the Ruff going live. The VBC, Vega Battlegrounds Championship. This started me, my friends, the Illuminati. We held an invitational. You can see this is up on my Discord. I'm going to scroll through and show you like the origins of this all. We ended up having the Illuminati invitational, won by none other than Legacy. It was a phenomenal performance. The other three tournaments over the course of what we ended up deciding would be season one, won by FinTech himself, dominated, then went on to win the Battle Realm Brawl, hosted by none other than Kabam, the makers of this game, up in Vancouver. The spreadsheet wizards did a total points evaluation. FinTech dominated the season with 145 points, Legacy in second with 89, Happy McMuffins with 45. We then went into season two of Battleground, starting in 2024, where we moved this to a defending champion, more like how boxing does it, right? And the other thing that you all enjoy watching that I can't think of what it's called right now. I've been streaming for 3 hours already today. Andrew the Ruff went on to defeat the defending champion, FinTech 5-2 on Saturday, August 24th. We then brought in Bero, and that's when everything changed. Goes and defeats Andy 5-2. 5-2 in a best of 9, Saturday, September 14th, to become the defending VBC champion himself. Put his title on the line against number one ranked Pepe, who also was phenomenal in Vancouver at the Battleground Brawl. That matchup was a little bit closer with 5-3. Bero is the first defending VBC champion to successfully retain his title, to defend it, and that was live on November 25th. We also had a pretty intense, given that it was a meetup. The skill level was high, won by none other than Nagase in the Gladiator Circuit matchup, and then in the Victory Track matchup, won by none other than Samuel. Thank you very much for both of them for attending, which now leads us to today. The drama between these two, the beef is real, right? I mean, like, I don't know about you. I enjoy seeing the community posts, the back and forth between these two, the streams they put on, the talent they show. And they're both professionals. They back it up. They don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. I've been wanting to put this matchup on, and I thought, what better than for the Illuminati 50th anniversary celebration than a matchup between Bero and Andy. The rules for today, it's going to be a best of 9. You can see the scoreboard right there in front of you. First one to win 5 will win. You can see Bero's been handling business, and he's been getting it done quick. He's not going to the 8th or the 9th round. He's finishing this stuff fast. We'll see how this plays out. Ultimate tactician. I don't know. It's hard when you get to this level. How do you even separate them? That's what we're going to find out today. They rerolls are unlimited. The competitors agreed to the match rules. Rerolls are unlimited, so they can use them as they want, when they want, and they are allowed 3 deck changes. Once they start and the full matchup gets going, I will adjust their screen sizes. We haven't done VBC in a bit now. So for those of you who aren't used to it, well, it takes a little while due to the aspect ratios to get this going. Let me welcome some of the celebrities in attendance today. None other than Mr. V, Miss DK, what's up? How you doing, the Jiggly? How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Jonathan, Oscar, how you doing, my friend? Team Spooky, you got that right, man. Let them know. Let them know. Please go support both these competitors. Hopefully you're watching on their channel as well as this one. Bring up all 3. Give everyone a like. Give everyone a subscribe. Cheer them on, right? Like, they're putting on a tremendous show for everybody. And that's what one of the many things I love about both of them is I think they get it. They're putting on a show. We're putting on a show. We're not only trying to educate, but we're trying to entertain, and they are doing a phenomenal, phenomenal job of those things. Zeski, what's up, buddy? Thanks for being here. P-Dubs, how you doing? 50 exact, yes, month, 50th edition of the tier list. So the general tier list comes out monthly, and so it's the 50th edition of that. That's right. Yep. Yes. Let's go Bero. Yeah, cheer him on, dude. Cheer him on. Looking forward to a great match. This one's going to be. I think they're ready for this one. I mean, that's the thing with Bero. having done quite a few of these and worked through with everyone and the coordination, all that stuff, Bero comes to play. He does not mess around. He does not mess around. And that's why I often refer to him as the ultimate tactician. Like, as someone who's observed a lot of these matchups, has watched them, has commentated on them, you can tell that the precision he comes into them with. He is not messing around. He's often usually dealing with a smaller deck than his competitors, and he just dissects it. It really reminds me of FinTech, when FinTech was just trouncing through. People were challenging him. He won a lot of very close matchups. So what we did, because those first Battlegrounds tournaments we did were 32 summoners, so it was pool play, and then they had to make their way into the tournament, and then they actually went through the tournament. And he would even fall behind and come back, and you could see he was like testing things, just testing things. This is a very old analogy, but if you remember the original Jurassic Park, and they were talking about the Velociraptor and how smart they was, and they're like, she's testing the fence. She's looking for weaknesses. She's testing. She's testing. She's testing. And sure enough, over the course of a best of 7 or best of 9, or I think Legacy even did a best of 11 once. It was his idea because he really wanted to remove as much RNG as possible. You can see them, Bero, Finn, they're testing, they're testing, they're testing. Bero, okay, your stream has a 20-second delay. We'll get that sorted, dude. Thank you so much, dude. We're just talking about you and your tactical abilities. Get out there. You two start when you're ready. Have fun. Thanks for doing this, man. Best of luck to you and Andy. I know you're both going to perform awesome. I know you're both going to perform awesome. Is this just for bragging rights? Honestly, between these two guys, I think it matters a lot more than the prize money that they will be getting, or the winner will be getting. And yes, there is a prize. There is a prize. And that's up to them. If they want to let you know what they get, that's up to them. They can let you know. But there is a cash prize. My sense is these guys, they didn't even ask. They didn't even ask when I approached them for this. Neither of them even asked what the prize was. They were just both like, yes, I will be there. They want to win. They want to win. So I am pumped up for this. I'm pumped up for this. I think we've got the tactician versus just like the brute strength power. Andy, and he's a gambler. He's a gambler. And over the course of time, that pays off because he's a smart gambler. It's like playing blackjack. Those of you who play blackjack, you know, if you do it enough, if you keep putting the odds in your favor, it's eventually going to go right for you. Andy has the skills to back it up. Now, Bero said he's got a slight delay. So I think I need to actually delay Andy's screen. Give me a little minute here while I get that sorted. That's just true. They're both winners. And I'm in it. I'm not just trying to up the hype on this. As far as I'm concerned, they're the two first entrants into the Battlegrounds Hall of Fame for MCoC. They truly are. They've dominated it for an extended period of time. They've provided entertainment. They both stream it frequently. And they've even created a little drama between the two of them, right? They've got the skill, they've got the knowledge, and they do it publicly, and they entertain us basically daily. Hey, what's up, Nagase? Speaking of amazing Battlegrounds players, I think it's clear that Andy's stream is ahead, so I'm going to go ahead and pause his, and then we will come back to it. There, I think we're lined up perfectly. And those of you who've just tuned in, make sure you go support them as well. Thank you so much for being here. Thumb this up. Make sure you go support them as well. I'm sure you're there cheering them on, cheering on your favorite and who you want to win. We also, in the rule set, they both asked if we could do the gladiator circuit. They said they both found the victory track a little too simple for something like they were really hoping to express their skills. And I'm sure they both see advantages that they can take over each other as the gladiator circuit node, which is typically a little more intricate. Oh, what's the betting odds? You tell me. Actually, you're right. Let's get that poll going. Who's winning this one? Bero, the defending champion. Poor Andy. You all let me know. We'll close the poll after the first round. I will tell you, again, as someone who's done these a tremendous amount of times, I usually feel like the first couple of rounds are the competitors feeling each other out. Remember, neither of them's going to have had a lot of experience in the gladiator circuit. In fact, I'm not even sure Angie pushed through to the gladiator circuit to really fill out all of the matchups, the interactions, and those sorts of things. So I think even though they know each other very well, they probably know each other's decks, each other's strong suits, how they go about a matchup. I don't think they're going to come at it with a huge knowledge set. I think there's going to be about filling each other out in the first 3 rounds. And then that 4th round, that 5th round, that's where you're probably going to see one of the competitors really make a move towards winning. I'm going to get these lined up, so I'm going to be quiet here for a minute. All right, Andy's got himself in the corner there. He definitely had the health bar lead. He's losing on time. He's going to have to watch out for the unstoppable. Tries to get out of the way. Jessica Jones, that AI, just the way it works out, she got aggressive. She got the unstoppable. I think this is still curtains for Andy. I think with the health is close enough on Bero's side. Really great fight. This is what we talk about a lot, right? 6 stars are not dead yet. We've already seen a 6-star defender, 6-star attacker, depending on the meta, depending on how you set up your deck. No one is smarter about deck setup, deck construction, bans, the draft than Bero, man. This is exactly what we talk about every time we do the Battlegrounds rankings. If you're able to set up your champions, if you have that strategy, your 6 stars are definitely not dead. Match 1, fight 1. It's already being shown by Bero. Need third option, us. You got that right, Average Adam. I think we're the winners today. I'm pumped up to be able to do this. This is what I enjoy doing. So I am having an absolute blast. And you guys let me know. You all want to see the tournaments come back. You want to see the full pool play. You want to see the full 32 summoners, 8 pools into a tournament. I think the guys want to do it. I've talked to a few of them. They're up for it. They would like to have a big one again. I think it's time. Maybe encourage Kabam to get the Battleground Brawl going again. That was so much fun. I think we need to do it. We need a BG Pro-Am. I know, man. That's the thing. I always want to involve everyone. It just becomes so much coordination. It becomes so much coordination. And who's the best player? Hey, man, I can't tell you you're wrong. I can't choose between these 2 guys. I really can't. And then we've got so many other great, like Nagasa was in here a few minutes ago. Trap, Pepe, right? There's Liam. There's just so many great players, so many people I didn't even name. All right, let's go ahead and see this. We've been talking about this on the right side here with Andrew. Silver Sable, he was on her before the buff. This is essentially what she is designed to do. And let's see if Enchantress does what she is designed to do. Is she going to make Titanium miss? Is she going to make Titanium miss? Let's see. She's hitting in the block, refusing to throw her heavy. That is so frustrating. Handled like a pro that Bero Man is. Neither champion, neither competitor has lost any health. Looks like Andy's lost 1% actually. Photon giving him some fits, He's got to get her over those mines. Bero doing a great job of utilizing the Haymaker, the Unstoppable, the Unblockable. No big damage on either side here. Both having to be very strategic. Bero's setting up that SP3. He's going to utilize the stagger to help neutralize the node. Bero's got this set up. This is going to be a race to the finish. Is Andy going to be able to get Photon over those mines, or is Titania and her Haymaker with the heavies going to ruin this? Is Enchantress going to decide to throw her special? I think the health pool loss on Angie's side. Bero wins on time and health, taking the first round 2-0. So first round goes to Bero. We have an incredibly generous donation in from Zski for $10. Huge thank you. Really appreciate that. Thank you for your continued support of our community. This is great content. Another big tournament would be great. Maybe 3 stars. You're the best. Thanks, man. I loved that 3-star tournament. I absolutely loved it. And it allowed people who, obviously aren't your massive whales to come in to compete. I think Sweden even participated in that one. So that was really cool. I enjoyed that significantly. I will tell you the one negative on it. Let me get your name on the board, dude. Let me get your name on the board as these guys set up for the second round. Thank you again for the donation. The one negative on it, and quite a few competitors did tell me this, was that they haven't been ranking up their 3 stars. So it became a large resource, not sink necessarily for them, but they needed to start thinking about their rank up resources, putting them into the 3 stars, maybe even accumulating the 3 stars. And so they saw it as potentially a problem going forward, unless it was like a regular thing. And so maybe that's something we could do. I don't know. I don't know what's possible technology-wise too with Kabam, if people could be set up like on a separate server. Kabams, if there's any Kabam people here, they're probably rolling their eyes like, dude, yeah, why don't you promise more things that aren't possible? Speaking of Kabam, hey, what's up? No, how you doing, bud? Sable appearance, I know. I saw that. I was expecting that one to go a little faster. I didn't have my eyes fully on Andy's side. So, but that's what it feels like the node set's supposed to do, is throw interruptions, cause those interruptions, cause delays, and then potentially with those delays, cause some problems. That was my sense. Bero man is the real go. Dude, Bero, I have developed a tremendous amount of respect for Bero in working with him on these tournaments, on these matches. He is business. He means it. He means business. He's direct. Like I said, I've developed a tremendous amount of respect for him. And then seeing how he goes about this, he's surgical in these matchups. It's really impressive. Yaga, I really think it is a balance. I understand why you're saying what you're saying. I think there is a lot of skill. I think there is a tremendous amount of skill. I think unless you're spending on the game, yeah, you're going to obviously really struggle to compete at your higher levels. But there's a lot of skill, right? Like I have matchups, I get outskilled. Absolutely, by much smaller accounts. And, it's always easy to point out the outliers. And so I'm not doing that. I want to be clear. I think in essence, there's a little bit of what you're saying is accurate. It's always easy to point out the outliers as the contradiction, or to prove something wrong, right? Just because one thing goes against it doesn't mean the general statement's wrong. So I want to be clear. I'm not doing that to you. Bero kind of shows that, you can really supersede the massive spending if you're very strategic and very high skilled. But I get you, man. I get you. I'm not trying to argue against it. I'm more just kind of yes-anding there. Unstoppable is brutal for Sable. That makes sense. Kurt, what's up, buddy? You think Andy's cooked? I'll also tell you this. Never count out Andy. I want to be abundantly clear. The stuff I've seen this guy pull the rabbit out of the hat, let's go with that. That feels like a safer analogy for 11:19 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Let's go with, this guy could pull some rabbits out of some hats. Let's put it that way. Exactly. I know what you meant, Kurt. I know you, dude. I know you're always supporting the community and everybody. All right, let's see this. We're going to get to see rank 4 Sig 200 Mojo. And yes, I mean a 7-star. Bero getting to do the matchup. I believe he just did this matchup in the first round, getting to come in and bring in Valkyrie. If anyone's wondering why we don't have 7-star Valkyrie yet, this could be why. Not directly Bero's fault, but just kind of giving you an idea of the damage she can still pump out against highly ranked 7 stars. Andy on the right side with Mojo. Remember, Mojo's I used to shout him out all the time for the way he had the ability to reduce the duration of buffs and how unique that was in the Mystic class going up against a champion. Although these are permanent buffs, I believe, on the Red Skull side. So I am really curious how this is going to work out. Maybe he's just looking to reduce the unstoppable timer, if not get it for himself like he did just there. On the other side of the screen, Bero has definitely lost a good amount of health. Those debuffs have come on, and Void, as we know, is going to do damage when that happens. Got the fight done fast. This is the strategy on both sides. Andy probably knew this fight was going to go a lot faster on Bero's side. He can take his time, he can whittle it down, and this can be a strategic round for him. I'm sure he's still trying to get the win. Those degens are ticking. He has now sent Red Skull over 2 bars of power, but strategy of his own, tactical play of his own, this unstoppable off the SB2 lasting almost no time whatsoever for Bero Man. Or for, it says Bero Man, I mean Red Skull. And a win. I think that's going to give it to him. Really smart play on Andrew's side and the skills to pull it off. That was great control, Misty. I 100% agree. That's also for me a lot of the tournament. Now, this isn't a tournament. This is a single championship matchup, but it's the same concept. I saw those skills really develop over the course of doing the original VBC tournaments of these, like, I know the competitors already had them, but I do think it is a slightly different matchup when you're trying to grind out the Gladiator circuit and get, these guys are fighting for Celestial 1, 2, 3, 4, that sort of thing, versus a tournament matchup against a person you're consistently playing. You're playing. There's a whole mental aspect of this continued play over a best of 9. And I think we started to see the kind of introduction of that right there as this continues on. Andy making a very smart play, knowing probably going to take a little longer or some mistakes might be made on the other side of the screen. He can be a bit more tactical, a little more patient. Oh, I love this. Okay, these are great matchups on both sides, right? I think this is like the original photon counter. This fight on left could end very, very quickly. Bero obviously knows how to set this up. He's using Mantis. He's got a few debuffs on him, though. He's going a little fast. He's up to 4. It's back down to 3. He's got the unstoppable. Let's see how that goes. But Andy on the other side, a single SP2 from Guardian will end this. Let's take a look. No health loss on Bero's side, though. Still at 100% health. He's at his 20. He's just got to go in and get into his heavy. He's being mindfully unstoppable. I think we're about to see it. Here he goes. He lost some health on the left side. That's going to be big. A small mistake. I did not see it. I just saw the health bar. I saw Guardian setting up for the massive SB2 and the timing of it. I had to have been some sort of mistake. Bero had it. The heavy from Photon, is that what it was? I couldn't see it. Yeah, Bero's smart, though. This is, again, smart, strategic play on his fault. He has no idea what happened on the other side. So stick with it. You have no clue. You have no clue. If you made a mistake, that means anyone. If Bero Man makes a mistake, that means literally anyone can make a mistake. He's smart. He knows it. He's going to finish this fight. He's a competitor. Average Adam, you feel like you can ignore the unstoppable, Sleep would still take it? I honestly don't know. Seeing Bero be hesitant, at least I think that's what he was doing, made me feel the other way. But again, this is what I was talking about. Neither of them has had the ability to really practice the Gladiator circuit. Neither of them has. So that could be a little bit of that coming out too. Either way, it's a 2-0 win for Andy as we're going to head into the third round. That damn 0 wouldn't go the way I wanted it to go. All right, we're tied up at 1 apiece as we head back. As the host, I would love this. They could do this for the full 9 as far as I'm concerned. They want to go back and forth. My only complaint is I would love to see them have like a 2-1 a few times. Let's do this. Let's elongate this. Let's draw it out. Let's have some more drama. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, both opponents were allowed, this was, again, agreed upon rules. They can do as many rerolls as they want, which I thought was interesting, right? Because we talked about this. Yes, there is a cash prize for the winner, but these guys, before they still have not even asked what the cash prize is. They've competed in my tournaments before, though. They know that there's going to be one, I'm sure. They agreed because they want to play. They want to do the match. They're also allowed to change their deck 3 times over the course of this matchup. So we can kind of keep an eye out for that. You do see a ban of Jessica Jones. She was a problem causer in round 1. Serpent has been banned, Onslaught, and then Crossbones. And then Shang-Chi on the other side makes a lot of sense with that slow of his, and then Deathless Thanos. So some of the biggest, baddest defenders are off the table. I think it makes a lot of sense why we're seeing Photon as much as we are. Here comes a 6-star Void. I'd love to see this Negasonic Teenage Warrior get drafted. Warhead, whatever. You guys know what I mean. Rank 3 Sig 200 Atuma. Now that's a Battleground investment if I ever saw it. On the other side, Rank 3 Sig 180 Atuma. Not scared of the potential Dazzlers out there, the NTWs. Rank 3 Sig 180 Black Panther. He has been pretty popular in my videos of late, as I considered my next skill Rank 4 after pulling the Sig. The skill 3-4 gem. Seeing Photon again. Is she going to be an auto draft? Bero's thinking this one through. He went for the reroll. And I don't know about you, but I see a lot of the same champions. He still ends up drafting Photon and Valkyrie. So you got to think he was hoping for something else. Didn't come up the way he wanted. On Andy's side, we're seeing Bullseye. He hasn't locked it in. He's got them selected, but he hasn't locked it in. He's looking through at Bero's side. Changes from Black Panther over to Atuma. Let's see if that ends up making a difference. Black Panther definitely being more of a dual threat. Atuma, at least as far as this is concerned, definitely more defender. I think that kind of fits their general thoughts on how we would categorize them anyway, but definitely how they're going to play out in this matchup today. Valkyrie's been a mainstay. She has. That reroll needs a refund. Could I get my reel back, please? I have the receipt. Spider-Man Stark Enhanced coming in to go against... Okay, yeah. I was curious about how that was going to work. Every time, though, I see one of these players do a matchup, I'm not sure how it's going to go. They show me it's because I probably didn't know an interaction they had. Titania, in my opinion, the best champion in a science champion in the game, and not just for Battlegrounds or short form. She can be good in your medium and longer ones too. Watch, it's going to be 2 different uses for her. Bero doing a great job of utilizing the defensive combat power rate, uses his own Haymaker, the Unstoppable and Indestructible, to get his SP3 going. He's going to get she can't gain the Unstoppable herself, but he made sure Atuma did not get it. He is setting this up perfectly on the left side. Hopefully I didn't announcers jinx him. Andy is doing a good job on the other side. It looks like he's gotten a little bit of the debuffs on him, though, allowing Void to do at least 5% damage. And I think this is going to come down to the AI. Does Andy's Atuma respect the Intimidate in 3 stacks? Bero did another phenomenal job on that side of getting multiple stacks of the Intimidate, increasing the chances of a special not being thrown significantly. That was excellent Titania play on his side. Yeah, agreed, Aaron. That was beautiful setup. Like, that was about as good as it gets. So Bero starts off with the 1-0 lead here in this 3rd set. Hey, CT, what's up, buddy? Thanks for being here, Clobbering. I'd love to see the financial support going on both sides. Thanks for going and supporting these guys, not just for the show they're putting it on there. I really appreciate you all doing that. Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. And it looks like Ammo Dan, and I don't believe Bero has had the opportunity to put his up, but I'm sure you all are supporting him too. Thank you for doing that. All right, let's see. Now, personally, I love Photon against Enchantress because remember, Photon's mediums don't miss, and then once she goes into pure light, none of her attacks miss, handling one of the largest threats that Enchantress has. However, if you fight an Enchantress, you know that she can turn these fights sideways and she can do it fast. Beautiful evade on Bero's side of the screen. Andy's setting up the poise charges and controlling Enchantress's power. Very smart on his side. Now he's got to deal. Enchantress backed up just in time for the Unstoppable to go to Andy's side. He's going to have to figure this out. Is he going to go for the full thing here? No, he's being patient. Very smart play. He's got the Unstoppable. He's utilizing it, but he is taking damage, gets the spell reflect there. He's lost, now he's down to 17% health loss. So unless there's a mistake on the left side, he is going to lose the health pool battle. He's now having to hit into an Unstoppable. This is Enchantress doing what Enchantress is supposed to do, and that is screw with you. I think Bero actually just dexed Enchantress's SB2. Andy did the same thing. It's as if they both just wanted to show off. And Bero does a great job finishing this off, winning the third round 2-0 as we head into the fourth. I love mirror matches. Yeah, that was a cool one. It was interesting to see that. And yeah, I understand. I know that Spider-Man Stark Enhance can help with the decks. I understand that. It still was cool to see, to be honest. And Bero just decks the SB2. Now, he didn't know that he didn't need to, so he just did. That was pretty amazing. Yeah. I hear y'all, and this is a safe space. Y'all can say the things. Let's just try to keep it a little bit civil. Both these guys are putting on shows. Both these guys are competitors. Both these guys are awesome. And I'll be honest, the posts more often than not make me laugh. So I think it's about enjoying the spectacle of it all with both these guys. Like, they're the creme de la creme. They're the best of the best. What's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Yeah, Starkey helped a little bit. Come on. It helped a little bit. Thanks for keeping me honest here, man. Thanks for keeping me honest. If I was over here telling you guys, and Andrew did it all by himself, you all would be like, that guy's drunk. The guy's drunk. Someone get him off the air. Someone take this guy off the air. Carl, these guys are good at the game. That is one of the statements of all time, my friend. I love it, Carl. Bring in the hot takes. Thanks for being here, buddy. It's always great to see you on stream. Thank you for being here. If you're a new viewer, thanks for being here, buddy. Yeah, I love putting these on. And early on, we talked about the whole VBC. That's, Vega Battlegrounds Championships. We started this stuff. I didn't realize it's actually in 2023. Did multiple tournaments, and something tells me, one of the voices in my head tells me we're going to be doing a full tournament again in the next few months. Get all these competitors together. Let's get Trap in there. Let's get Nagase in there. Let's get Pepe. Let's get Liam. And I know there's more boys who I'm not naming. I just can't think of their names right now. All right, let's get back to this. So I think the bans are staying pretty static, although I see a Kushala ban now. Interesting that the ban did change up. We still see Jessica Jones down, Deathless Thanos down, and then on the other side, Serpent. Just get Serpent off the table. Just get Serpent off the table. You have to have so many Mystics in your deck to try to make sure you can have someone available for him. And it looks like the idea is just remove that and then have more options in your attacking slots without having to have all those Mystics. Personally, I love the Mystics. I'm also not nearly as good as either of these guys. Yeah, Liam's awesome. Judah, that's right. Miso, thank you. Yeah, Canville, thank you. Yeah, you're naming all the names. I just couldn't think of them quickly enough. Thank you. And if we do it, we're going to do it proper. We're going to go big. We're going to do at least 32. My boy Hot Fuzz kind of hit me up with some inspiration on that too. So yeah. You got it, Doug. And I agree. Well, when I read the posts, they typically just make me laugh, to be honest. As someone who's commented on a lot of these, and I've seen Andy play enough, I know a lot. There's a temptation to think this is must win for Andy. I don't believe it is. Obviously, he wants to win this round. You don't want to go down in any matchup to anybody. 3-1. I don't think it'll shake Andy at all. The confidence is like a wall. He is perfect there in that regard. Same as if Bero went down. I don't think it would phase them at all. They know there's a lot of RNG. They're feeling each other out still. It's not till we get to about the 5th round where I think they're going to start to feel a little bit more weight onto the decisions they're making. All right, let's see this on the left side. This is a pretty good matchup for Bero. I think he's just going to use the SB1s as opposed to trying to get to his SB2. Let's see how that works out. And I think Andy's basically hoping for a nice big crit, really aggressive play. With the intercept there against Dust. She's obviously a little scary to do that with in case you hit into her block and those sorts of things. But I would imagine this was a bit of a strategic throw. I wasn't paying quite enough attention to their decks as we went into this one. But Andy pulls off some pretty wild stuff with his Sasquatch. So let's see. He's got 2 Raptors off. He's got 4. And Sasquatch does what I hate that he does, and that is not crit. Bero on the other side, looks like because he didn't get the debuffs on him, he was able to go to his SB2. And unless something happens that I'm not aware of, this fight is over. Really well played by Bero. Really well played by Bero. And Sassy's lack of critting, he's a good Sasquatch. He's a good Sasquatch, but he just comes up short, in my opinion, very, very often. You think it was a throw? Yeah, maybe. Second non-crit. I as someone who wanted so badly to like Sasquatch, I so badly wanted to like Sasquatch. I just found the non-crit to be really disappointing. Let's just put it that way. I like him. He's like, I think of him more as like Guardian's pet though. And I don't think that's what he's supposed to be. The only must win is when the opponent has, yeah, since we're doing best of 5, you got that right, Doug. Sasquatch does seem very huggable. I think he's like a dog. I think of him as very much like a big shaggy dog. All right, here we go. Now, if that was a strategic throw, that means Andy's, he's comfortable though. This is what I'm saying. The pressure of this isn't going to get to either of these guys. I think they could both be on the stage in Vancouver and Battleground Brawl. And sure, they'd be a little bit of nerves because they're human, but they would both handle it like the great competitors they are. All right, let's watch this on this side. I've talked a lot about, I do feel that there is a strong defensive threat from Medusa. Now, she's only 669, so let's see how that works out. That's just her auto block chance. It could still happen, and if it does, it could absolutely ruin it. The beauty is, though, is it would stun Photon. So let's see if that happens, and look at that. Absolutely safe. It's almost like I planned it. Another reason why I love Photon, and I also really like Medusa as a defender, as a dual threat champion. Andy is handling Enchantress pretty much perfectly. Let's see if he's able to continue up with the wily ways of Enchantress and the ridiculousness, which she pulls many rabbits out of hats, as we will stick with that analogy, because it is much more family friendly than what I actually want to say. And Enchantress just ruins things. That's what she does. She is a ruiner of things, and she ruined it. Let's see. Something could still happen on the left side, but right now this obviously very much favors Bero, the way this matchup is going. Another perfect example of the built-in offensive utility, the safety net of Photon. She gets stunned. She goes untouchable. That's happened 3 times that I've seen. I absolutely love it. Let's see if Bero even, yep, he's going to trigger the pure light here, I think, as it's coming off cooldown. Nope. He's just letting it go. He's just letting it go. I think he's having fun over there. I think he knows. He's relying on the wily ways of Enchantress to pull her nonsense. And he's just taking the safe. Very well played by Bero. Very smart strategic play. Enchantress can eat your shorts. I know we all want to say things, but I'm actually on air and I want to keep this relatively family friendly. Relatively. A little bit. Kinda. Sorta. All right. Now, I realize I'm stating a little bit of the obvious. This is now must-win territory for Andy. He's a gambler. This is what's going to happen. This is why we're doing best of 9, because we know that a streak like this can happen. It's RNG. Things go one way. A single missed input, it's just a small miscalculation in play, can totally set a Battlegrounds matchup. He's got plenty of time to catch up. The problem is he's got to do it now. He's got to do it now. Bero, also one of the best closers in the business. So we're just going to have to see. Bero looks like he's going to go into Realm of Legends. Not part of the plan. Not part of the plan. Has something happened? Bero, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Don't do this to me, Bero. Don't do this. Did I accidentally hit the wrong button? That's what's happening on his stream, right? Oh, okay, he's back. All right. Bero's messing with the host. I love it. You gotta farm those potions. Yeah. What are you doing, Bero? I don't know. That's probably some strategy. Tell me, are you now gonna maybe try it next time you're grinding Battlegrounds? Just like, okay, I'm just gonna do a couple hits against Winter Soldier, and then I'm gonna come back. It worked for Bero. I'm gonna give it a try. If I was allowed to bet on these things, I would bet that Andy, that this goes, let's see, it's 3-1. So Bero could end it in the 6th. I would bet money this goes at least 7 rounds. I would bet money this goes at least 7 rounds. He's confusing Andy. He's confusing me. I know that. All right, let's take a look at the bans. Let's see if they stay relatively consistent. It looks like Bero. Bero is sticking with it. It's working for him. I don't blame him. Andy's sticking with getting rid of that Jessica. He wants nothing to do with her. 6-star champion being banned. Think about that. Sticking with Shang and Kushala, I think. So that's pretty consistent from the last round. Guardian is available. Guardian gets drafted. Oh, the emojis between these two guys. My sense, I don't know if they like each other, but I do think they respect each other. We got Kindred coming through, a SIG 200, so even a small mistake is going to mean significant degen damage. Almost saw Null, but in comes Medusa. You saw how long the fight took. Now, Bero did a great job, very smart using Photon for Medusa. Her threat is obviously the auto block like we saw. However, it also creates a stun. Photon, what happens when you stun her? She goes untouchable. We see Mantis coming in again. A reroll on Andy's side. Rank 3, Deathless Thanos, still going to be a stall on defense. And then Bullseye. Bero gets an automatic Bullseye counter. Let's see if he goes with Dazzler. Now, that's not a terribly high SIG Dazzler. At SIG 60, that Pursuit's not going to last forever. The Pursuit being what would handle her evade. Let's see if he takes her. He goes with reroll. He did not like it. He did not like it. Immediately gets the NTW. That's the reroll working in your favor. It went totally against him before. In one of the previous rounds, remember, he had a reroll, ended up selecting the champions that were already available for him. This time, it works out for him. Andy gets his Silver Sable. Nope, he's now removing her, bringing in Nefaria. Nefaria, I would assume, is maybe there for Kindred. Let's see how that plays out. And then his SIG 1 must have used an Awakening Gem on Maestro. And then the ultimate wild card comes in for Bero, man. Not taking anything away. I want to be abundantly clear. You've heard me compliment Bero a ton of times. The RNG just went with him on this one. Okay, let's see how this plays out. Enchantress has been tormenting Andy. Yeah, Enchantress is like, I'm going to make it. It's a bad joke. You guys are used to that on this channel. Her name should be Tormentus. Did that even make sense? I don't care. I don't care. We don't worry about making sense. Yo, what's up? The first VBC winner ever. Help put VBC on the map. First champion, Legacy. What's up, dude? Thanks for being here, bud. I love this matchup. Spider-Ham is actually one of my favorite attackers for a defending Deathless Thanos. I have a feeling this is going to go pretty smoothly. The unstoppable off the node can obviously be an issue. It looks like Bero was able to get it, but he did take some health loss on that side. And he's got that, I can't remember what the name of the debuff is, but that is ticking, and it's ticking for more than he's getting willpower. So there is a health loss on this side. The problem for Andrew is Andrew does not know that. Andrew does not know that on the other side. So he's got to go against this whole match wondering, am I going too slow? Am I going too slow? And that's what happens here. Enchantress is problematic enough, but also you are constantly wondering, am I going too slow? When you have the SB2 power of Guardian, though, you're never too slow. You're never too slow. Wonderful, wonderful play by Andrew. We've seen Enchantress ruin a lot of matchups. A lot of matchups. Guardian and his dog in Sasquatch were able to get that handled. Corrosion, thank you, Misty. Thank you, Misty. No surprise that you know the names of all the debuffs, given all the great infographics you put out there for everybody. That was really clean. Yeah, that was incredibly skilled. Max, I really appreciate you stopping by, dude. Hope you and your lady have a great evening. All right. Let's see. Now, remember, the RNG went strongly towards Bero in this draft. It went against him in an earlier one, but it went strongly for him. The reroll worked perfectly. And then he pulled, I don't remember who he pulled. I think it was Enchantress at the end. Andy has already canceled that out with some really skilled play, though, by handling that Enchantress. Let's see who Bero picks. He's going with the Photon. Interesting. That means he's lost the ability to lose Photon as a counter to a placed Medusa. And Andy places his rank 4 Sig 200 Mojos. I feel strongly that's the only one in the world. I might be wrong, but I doubt it. I think he may have just trapped Bero. Bero's got to go in and use that. And then Andy, now this is a gamble. You all might see something I don't. I think this is a big gamble. He changed his mind. He changed his mind. He needs that bullseye to place in case this doesn't go well. He being Andy may still win this round, but I think he wants that bullseye for a placement in a third round. NTW can do significant damage. I know the rep she had, especially in the beginning, was that her damage was not very good. I think she's proven to be A-okay in that department. Bero's having to force this a little bit, though. You can see that with the striker causing the unstoppable to go on Mojo. This is going downhill and downhill fast on the Bero side. Now, Photon on the other side, though, we know you send her into Pure Light at the wrong time. She could end the fight in a single special 2. She's putting those debuffs up. Medusa, one of my favorite attackers in the whole game. Okay, Andy knew what he was doing there. I was wondering if he was going to accidentally give Photon too many charges, and then she was going to get sent into Pure Light. It does not look like it's going to happen. It looks like he's playing this pretty slowly. He's going to send her into Pure Light while she cannot throw specials. That is a pro play. That is really smart. This is what I was talking about. Do you remember me saying that I did not think the pressure would be too much for either of these guys, that Andy was going to be A-okay? He was just fine. It was just an adjustment phase. Well, I think you're seeing that right now. You're seeing that right now. It's not over yet, though. Photon could end this in a second. We've all been there. If you haven't had Photon end a pretty good fight out of nowhere, you let me know. You raise your hand. We will call on you. And the SP1, nope. Very smart, patient play by Andy. He doesn't know what's going on the other side of the screen. It's good for me, or it's good for you all, that I wasn't able to place that bet when I said I guarantee this goes at least 7. I knew Andy wasn't going to wilt. Just like I know Bero wouldn't wilt. All right, that 0 is just going to be there. It's just going to look weird. I can't get it to line up the way I want it to. Who made this scoreboard anyway? I got to talk to that guy. It was me. I made the scoreboard. What's up, Trevor? Thanks for being here, buddy. You'd be happy to pay out for this Andy win. Thanks, Yaga. And I love you all are making your calls in the chat and cheering for people. This is fun. That's what this is supposed to be. So keep doing it, please. Yeah, you know Andy felt good about seeing Mojo do what Mojo's supposed to do. I know, well, he's me. I'm the one who set up the scoreboard. That's a me problem. What's up, Ruda? Thanks for being here, bud. Hey, if you haven't seen Andy's forehead, then you have not seen peak MCoC Battleground stream. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we got the band staying the same on the Bero side with Serpent, Crossbones, and Onslaught. He's stuck with that. It looks like Andy has settled into a comfort zone with his bands as well. Those have not changed. Get Kushal off the board. 6-star. I love seeing 6 stars still doing what we said they would do. If you can use them strategically, if you can set them up, they very much have a role. There are no better Battlegrounds players in the game. There are no better Battlegrounds players in the game than these two right here. 6-star Ascended champions are a consistent band after they were a total menace in the first round. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Let's see. Are we going to get to see Scream? I would love to see some Scream action. I'd love to see some Penny Parker. I'd love to see Prowler. I like all these champions. So as far as I'm concerned, Bero can do whatever he wants over there. I want to see them in action. Enchantress comes onto Andy's side this time, and we're getting to see Titania. Let's see if Enchantress can work her menacing ways for Andy this time. Is my Dazzler awakened? Yes, and I have her at SIG 180. Snoops, did I say something about you? I'm sorry, but I didn't even know if I did. I have a feeling you're just making a joke. I just don't know if it's for me or not. All right, and then we've got Null and I think Mantis. Let's see, he's looking it through. And Mantis. I do think this is the first time we're seeing Mantis on Andy's side. It's been Bero who's been using her. This one is big. Because if I think this is big. This can either reset this match and we basically just have a best of 3, or Andy's got himself in a position where he's got to win out. I don't care who you're playing. The idea of winning 3 in a row and having to win 3 in a row in Battlegrounds with as much RNG as in the mode, that's not a position you want to find yourself in. So here we go. Titania against Maestro. We're probably going to see excellent use of the heavy, keeping the stagger up. And then this can go well on the right side. Let's see if Penny and the AI and how Andy handles all of this. He's doing a really nice job of trying to get her shield down before she gets any of those charges. She's got the unstoppable going. He's got to get that shield down. Now she's got a spider sense charge now. Okay, that worked out well. He's got 2. I'm trying to watch that side because I'm really interested. You know, I love America Chavez. He's lost a little bit of health now. Let's see if he will go into his SP1. Bero's on the other side. I didn't see how well he was able to set up the Haymaker. Let's see how many of the debuffs he comes out with. To the surprise of no one, Bero did a great job setting up all those debuffs. Let's see if these heavies will end it. He goes in for the basic combos and gets it done. Really nice fight. Really, really pretty fight on the Bero side. This is not an ideal matchup on the Andy side. He's handling it really well, though. When are we getting a 7-star stealthy? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. Oh, got it, Soups. I called them the best Battlegrounds players. Hey, you know, I was saying no one's better. That doesn't mean that someone else couldn't be just as good. Maybe that was you. Well, I don't know. Very clean fight from Bero. Very, very clean. I think this is a chance for Bero to take this. It's never over until it's over. But placing your opponent in a position where they need to win 3 rounds in a row in Battlegrounds, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. So here we go. We got a defensive Nolan. We got a defensive Void. Another 6-star, rank 5 ascended. Mantis. That's one of the best options that you can have. Not really a great option here on this side. Going into a Spider Ham. Let's see. I think Bero is going for the win on this. I think Bero kind of, I don't know about needs, but he's really wanting to come out of this round with a win, I think. So far, Andy's done a great job of keeping the Tranquilize up to keep Void's debuffs off. There was 1 that snuck through. Now there's 2. Those debuffs are starting to sneak through. That is not what you're wanting. When you've got Mantis, you really want to keep those debuffs off. You're not wanting your health bar to go down. He's got the Unstoppable now. He's got the, I think did he have the full 20? Either way, he's got enough. He definitely is going to win the time battle. He's not going to probably win the health pool battle unless there's a large mistake on this side. It's going to come down to, does he win the time battle by enough? Because Bero is probably just going to keep healing up. And there was the mistake. I think that was the mistake that Andy needed to confirm it. Not saying it wouldn't have happened anyway. It might have. But that was once that health pool went down enough. I imagine inequities coming into play strongly, right? This is part of why Null is a good defender. Andy's fights are starting after. I haven't noticed that. Bero runs a slight stream delay, and so we did our best to line them up perfectly. So I will say, maybe I'm not seeing something, but I think this final round swings towards Andy with the potential matchups. Kendra's going to come down, and Andy's going to have his choice of defenders. Now we're seeing you can see Bero cannot wait to pick Stark Spidey. Did you see the bouncing Stark Spidey? Look at that. He could not wait. He wanted that. He wanted that. And we got Titania. This is going to be a race. This is going to be a race. Here we go. Let's see. Who can win this one faster? And Andy starts off with an immediate light. He goes for it. He's taking advantage of what Titania does. He's not worried. He's going in fast. Got to build up the poise on the left-hand side of the screen. Get that damage going. He's got the Unstoppable. He is building it. Nefaria's AI is being relatively workable, but the going back and doing that dance, not helping Bero at all. Andy makes a small mistake. It's turned into a big one because Kindred decided to do a 5-hit combo into that. Let's see if this can will still work out on his side. He doesn't know how it's going on the other side. Lands his Haymaker after the first hit, but the damage and the speed is now starting to go strongly towards Bero Man. Andy's got more health. How is this going to end? Andy needs to get back. He did. Okay, so it's going to go to Bero. It's going to go to Bero just barely. That one mistake was enough. The fight duration was exactly the same. Exactly the same. But the speed, or I'm sorry, the one mistake and the 5-hit punish of Kindred finished it off. Well played by both of them. Setting up a chance for Bero to seal the deal. Was that our first 2-1, or have I been keeping the scoring correctly? I think that was our first 2-1. If Andy hadn't gotten hit, that would have been, I'm really curious to see what would have happened. That one was awesome. I was very excited watching it. And it was I believe it was the ability accuracy of Titania that caused there to be no root, right? On the Kindred fight there. So Andy knew what he was doing. I thought he was going to need to say, I forgot about that portion of it, of Titania's SP3. So really smart play. He does look like he's searching for a different ban. But here we are. Andy's got to win 3 in a row. Nope, he was just searching for his bans, although he is still looking to confirm them. That was our first? Yeah, I thought it was. Thank you for confirming that. So Strathville is so exciting. I will admit, as the host, I want to see a best of 9. I want to see a best of 9. So although I don't cheer, as for a winner, I was hoping for Andy to push that, just to kind of help the best of 9. I like to see best of 9. We're doing this for fun. I've been up since 6 a.m. doing my streams, having some fun. So I want to see as much as we can here. And I like watching these guys. I love watching them compete, you know. I learn a lot. I see a lot. It's cool. And I love see. It's like watching a sport. When you see people who have just perfected their skill and worked so hard for it, it's really cool to see them kind of get to show it off. And these are two people who've worked incredibly hard to get these skills. Thanks, Blah. I try my best. I know I misspeak quite a bit, but we can laugh at it and have some fun. Battleground Super Bowl, you got that right. This is inspiring me to get the tournament going. We had Lag show up in the chat. Nagase was here. Y'all were naming a lot of the studs. I think it'd be fun. We have not seen Black Panther Civil War, and I wonder if that has to do with the node set or just the matchups. Oh, and there he is. Okay, thanks for doing that. I was just kind of curious because he is such a great dual threat, and Andy's obviously put in a bunch of stones there. But again, it's about the matchup, so it probably was that. I do not think we will have either competitor on call afterwards. I know that we often do that. There's a small chance Andy joins. But I think we're going to probably just end this after the stream, y'all. Nick136, love Nick. Absolutely phenomenal player. That's a great call, Aaron. Mr. O's fans, thanks for being here, buddy. And again, thank you for the incredibly generous donation this morning. All right, let's see it. I did call this out. Spider-Ham is by far one of my favorite counters for Deathless Thanos. Gotta be honest, when I read Deathless Thanos kit for the first time, and even just this last time, Mojo was not one of the ones I thought of, but I think it is making a little bit of sense, especially with this node. So let's see how this plays out. Mojo is a bit of a ramp, but when you're going against Spider-Ham, Spider-Ham has already taken off 27% of the health. Spider-Ham just doesn't care, man. He has no respect at all for Thanos and his protection stacks. Yeah, this is, I mean, Bero's playing it phenomenally, but essentially what you're seeing on this left side is what makes me love Spider-Ham for Deathless Thanos. Bero's up 1-0 with a chance to clinch. How much does Sig level mean to him? As far as like what you're seeing, I think almost nothing. These matches are intense. They are. I think, especially when you realize like how close they are. Like that was one of my big takeaways from doing early on doing tournaments was, someone would lose, especially in the very early ones, like we'd have pool play be like best of three, if I recall correctly. And we'd see someone lose 3-0. And a lot of times it was like, oh my God, they got killed. And as someone who was watching and commenting on them, it's like, I understand the score ended up being 3-0, but that's not actually how close the match was. Like there's strategic throws, there's, one little slip up here or there. So I understand the final score doesn't look close, but it's often not quite the same as when how the Eagles dominated the Super Bowl, right? I just really wanted to say about how the Eagles dominated the Super Bowl as an Eagles fan. But it's not quite the same as like what a score can indicate in sports, I think, all the time. All right, let's see this. So I think we're going to probably get a chance to see the pursuit passive come into play here on the Dazzler side of the screen. Remember I called out, she's only 660. I can't think of how long that gives her for the pursuit passive, but it will come after he uses the dazzling dash. For people who aren't too familiar with her, you're going to see her get the pink icon. He's got it right now. So he's going to go in, he's going to put a, oh, you guys can see it all. So did Spider-Ham still evade? That looked odd to me. Bero handled it like nothing. So that was either very quick reflexes for him or he knew it was coming. But when the pursuit comes on, the defender should not be evading at all. So he's going to get it again right here with the passive falter. Yeah, the pursuit's working for him perfectly. He's just keeping up his dazzling dash. And on the right side here, Andy is just building to that SP2, and that will completely end the fight. Bero may pay for that a little bit for not ending the fight. I think he really wanted to do that up on the upper left-hand side. Andy's just got to land his heavy. There he goes. Excellently played. Does the Unstoppable ruin it? He went for it. He risked it. He's a gambler. We know that, and I think that's going to be it. The bleeds aren't going to finish off Mantis, and I think that's going to be it. He's a gambler, and he found himself in that position. He needed to gamble. Yeah, an amazing performance from Bero. Amazing performance from both these guys. A perfect example of what I was talking about. This match, if you watched it all, was much closer than the score would indicate. They both played phenomenally, and that's just how these are. Since we've moved to the single match format, we have not had a single matchup go, I think, to the best of 9. These guys making me laugh. And this is what I was saying is, I don't know if they like each other or not, and I think that's fair to speculate given their posts, but I do feel strongly they respect each other. I feel strongly they respect each other. I see how they treat each other and in the chats, and I think they're very excited about this matchup. And they were both immediately willing to do it. They didn't even ask, what's the prize, how much money, anything like that. They both were like, let's do it. Bero Man, with his second or his third successful defense of the VBC title, he's the first VBC champion to not only defend, but to have multiple successful defenses. Something to it. The skills are there. I am incredibly grateful to both of them for being willing to do this. It takes a lot of fortitude. It takes a lot of confidence to not only stream, but to stream Battlegrounds, to enter a tournament, and then come on and be like, let's lay it out on the table. Let's put on a great show for everyone. And they both absolutely did it. They're the ultimate competitors. As I said in the very beginning, if there is a Hall of Fame, and I actually have a VBC Hall of Fame in my Discord, so I'm just going to make that official. I've decided it's official. They are the first 2 entrances into the MCoC Battlegrounds Hall of Fame. I don't think anyone could argue that point. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Make sure you go support them. Thank them for being here. Tell them they put on a phenomenal show. Bero Man, the champion. Andrew the Ruff put on a great show. So grateful to both of them. Thank you very much for the incredibly generous donations. D-Ski, Heinz from this morning, Ozfran from this morning, the whole MCoC Illuminati. Thank you, all of you, for being here. We'll have the general tier list out tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Make sure you check that out. Hope y'all have phenomenal weekends. Take care, everybody.